Everyone, relax. I found a way to get back in the good graces of our fans. This guy's a freelance photographer.
Hi, my name's...
Yeah, whatever. So the plan is he follows me around and takes photos whenever I save the day. Genius, right? Trust me, it's foolproof.
Welcome back, true believers and all you merry Marvelites, to another very exciting Marvel Games related video. Once again, diving into a very exciting Marvel gaming title, which we currently don't know as much about in comparison to the others that are releasing soon, like Marvel's Midnight Suns, and more specifically with Insomniac Games releasing Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine. In this case, we're actually discussing about the slightly overlooked Marvel game that quite a lot of people are very excited about if you know who is behind the project, with the Skydance new media Marvel game directed by none other than famous game director, writer, and overall producer Amy Hennig. And here to join me about this topic is the one and only Will Foran, who does a lot of very awesome videos on his own YouTube channel pertaining to a plethora of awesome topics like Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Star Wars, and a bunch of other things that I definitely think that you will highly enjoy if you go and check him out. What is up, Will? How you doing today?
Hey Evan, what's going on? What's going on, guys? It's Will Foran here. I'm so excited to be on Evan's channel today and to be discussing the new IP that Skydance is going to be coming out with. It is just an honor to be on your channel, Evan, and thank you so much for shouting out my channel. You guys would really enjoy a lot of the topics I discuss. I talk about Star Wars, Marvel, video games, TV shows, anything you guys want. I tend to, be very open to those kind of things on my channel. And I also do a series on my channel called Foreigncast, where I kind of just talk about life and I move away from kind of the pop culture ideas. So if you guys are interested in that, my channel name is Will Foran. I'm sure Evan will link that in the description for me. And thank you, Evan, so much. It's honestly an honor to be here.
Totally happy to have you here, Will. I can't thank you enough for joining me with this, because it is going to be a very interesting discussion that we're going to have relating to what exactly we can expect from Skydance and them teaming up with Marvel for their very first video game project. So just in case any of you may have forgotten as to what exactly the details are surrounding this game, there is actually quite a lot to go off of based off the press release that we did receive from Marvel Entertainment all the way back in October of 2021, analyzing what exactly the game is going to be and what the vision Amy Hennig has for the characters involved in the title itself. So as the article states, Skydance New Media, the new interactive division of Skydance Media helmed by award-winning writer and director Amy Hennig, announced today a partnership with Marvel Entertainment to develop a narrative-driven blockbuster action-adventure game featuring a completely original story and take on the Marvel Universe. This marks the first initiative from the new AAA game studio, which was formed by Hennig and Electronic Arts veteran Julian Beek to pioneer a new category of story-focused interactive entertainment, a groundbreaking convergence of games, film, and television. And as Amy goes on to describe herself, who is indeed the president of Skydance New Media, is that I can't imagine a better partner than Marvel for our first game. The Marvel Universe epitomizes all the action, mystery, and thrills of the pulp adventure genre that I adore and lends itself perfectly to an interactive experience. It's an honor to be able to tell an original story with all the humanity, complexity, and humor that makes Marvel characters so enduring, and to enable our players to embody these heroes that they love. Now, keeping all that in mind, those are the official details that we currently have from Marvel and Skydance pertaining to this game. However, we still don't know exactly what the game is going to be about, and more specifically, which particular Marvel hero or heroes is going to be the star. Now, to add on to this a bit further is if you take a look at the Fat Man podcast, which is hosted by none other than famous comic individual Kevin Smith, it seems like that he may have teased back in November of 2021 what the game might actually be, coming directly from Skydance New Media and Marvel Games. Now, obviously, this has not been officially confirmed by anyone at all, but based on what the teasing was within the Fat Man podcast, it may end up being the case that the Skydance New Media Marvel game might just end up becoming a full-on AAA Fantastic Four game. Because during the podcast itself, Kevin was being a bit secretive as to what exactly he knows regarding this game, but even crazier is that he did indicate that one of the people during the live stream's chat pretty much nailed exactly what the game is going to be right on its head.
And they announced this week that the game we have been working on has been in partnership with Marvel. And I can literally, that's all I can say about that, but I have spent the better part of a year in the story mines coming up with a Marvel-related video game.
I'm trying to be careful because I know things.
I know you know things.
What did you describe it as?
It is a game that is set using characters from Marvel Comics.
Copy you. So all of the guesses are within the Marvel universe. So by process of elimination, you might imagine somebody would trip over it. I saw one of the response nail it dead, where I was like, wow.
Oh yeah? Let me look.
And while there are a plethora of other characters within the Marvel Universe that certainly deserve their own AAA standalone game, making this a full-on Fantastic Four game would certainly be a dream come true for me personally, considering how much I truly love Marvel's first family. There's also been lots of rumblings within the industry of a potential Daredevil game being made, which I could also easily see being a perfect fit for a person like Amy Hennig to take full reign on, and considering the full-on action-adventure single-player story-driven scope and scale that is being marketed for this title, having that pertain directly for a character like Daredevil would certainly be a match made in heaven. So for you, Will, what do you think about all the possibilities that Skydance could be creating for this Marvel property, and what would you specifically like this game to be?
So I think it's super exciting to see that Amy Hennig is actually, not only did she found this new developer, she's indeed the one director that was working on the original 3 Uncharted games. It was actually Neil Druckmann who worked on Uncharted 4. So I'm so excited to see what direction she takes with whatever character and or characters that she chooses to use in this game. Now, for me personally, if they're gonna do a Fantastic Four game, then focus only on that group of characters. I think if she wants to go with this route of a game, I feel like this is one of the only group ensembles that deserves praise after the horrific outing, which was Fantastic Four of, I think, 2016. So hopefully they do these characters justice if they do go the Fantastic Four route. However, personally for me, I would love to see a Daredevil game. I was a huge fan of the Daredevil Netflix series, and I was one of the people that was really upset when I found out that they weren't going to be continuing that series. This would be a great way to give those Daredevil fans their share of hope for seeing Matt Murdock in the light of a AAA game. And I personally think Daredevil is a perfect choice for Amy Hennig due to the fact that she is so great at writing amazing narrative storylines with Nathan Drake, obviously. And I think Matt Murdock's story would suit her writing style very well.
So taking everything into consideration from what we have seen from Amy's potential as a director and writer, the main thing about a game is exactly how to play the game itself and what the gameplay mechanics could be, especially considering that this is Skydance New Media's very first game, and it just so happens to be with Marvel, which I think is absolutely crazy and just shows how much talent Amy has as a gaming director. So I have no doubt that she is going to totally knock it out of the park when it does come to her creative vision of bringing these Marvel characters to life, whoever it ends up being. But for the game itself, if we do look back at the article directly, it does state, and I quote, a narrative-driven blockbuster action-adventure game featuring a completely original story and take on the Marvel Universe. In my opinion, it pretty much sounds like Uncharted meets Marvel, which I would not be against whatsoever. I love Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and 4, as well as Lost Legacy in their own respective ways, but in my opinion, Uncharted 2 is definitely the best of the bunch and is easily a gaming masterpiece in my eyes. So, if Amy was to essentially apply the Uncharted formula into a Marvel game, and also take things a step further by making it a more linear action-adventure level-based game similar to what we saw with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, I definitely think that would be a great direction to take, especially if they want to make the story the primary focus of the game as a whole. There's also other factors like combat and environmental exploration to deal with, but since it's so early in terms of the game's development, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what that could mean for characters like the Fantastic Four, Daredevil, or maybe even relating to other characters that don't necessarily get the spotlight for their own games like Moon Knight, Punisher, and so on. There's certainly a lot of routes that can be taken for applying the much more linear-focused, story-driven gaming experience for characters like Fantastic Four and Daredevil in comparison to making it a fully open-world game. However, I still think it would be very interesting to explore either one of those avenues depending on how the game is structured and how the narrative wants to progress with the characters at hand.
So yeah, Evan, I completely agree with what you're saying. Honestly, I see this game being more linear than open world, seeing as how the gaming industry is very flooded with open world action adventure games, even in the sense of the Marvel Spider-Man being the forefront of that. So I could definitely see this either being the second great open world Marvel game, or I could see them going the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy way and doing a more linear where there's kind of a hub world area where you can explore, find collectibles, and do little side missions within those hub worlds. So honestly, if they were to go the direction of a Fantastic Four game, I definitely think they're going to do a more linear game, considering that I don't think an open world game would suit those characters that well. However, if Skydance does choose to go with a character like Daredevil or Black Panther per se, there could be a large potential for an open world environment there. Now, if they do Daredevil, I hope that they don't do a open world too similar to that of Marvel Spider-Man. In a sense, they can make it a smaller map of Manhattan, maybe centering it more in Hell's Kitchen around the area where Daredevil operates, and giving us more of an inside look into interior spaces and buildings, and have more of a vertical play into Daredevil's gameplay rather than having a large open world where we just see Daredevil kind of run around, do parkour, and handle the petty street crimes that we see him do, and also have a lot of narrative drive in terms of his lawyer side.
And to add on to Will's points even further is that I definitely think the reason why each of these Marvel games work so well in unison is because the game itself does justice to the characters that they are representing. Spider-Man obviously works in an open world setting because you want to explore New York City by swinging around Manhattan using your webs and wall crawling and wall running every single building that you come across. For Guardians of the Galaxy, it really focused a lot on the narrative that was pertaining to Star-Lord and connecting with each of the Guardian members, becoming more of a team, and obviously this is where we see kind of the lacking factors for a game like Marvel's Avengers, which thought of the game's premise first, but didn't necessarily take any of the characters it was based off of into consideration. That, of course, being a live service looter brawler, which still to this day has not recuperated its development cost of losing nearly over $68 million, and also simply having a core foundational blueprint of its gameplay structure that didn't really keep players invested as to what the game is as a live service model. So luckily, I don't think we have to worry about any types of live service mechanics being included within this Skydance new media game, but it is going to be interesting to see exactly how they want to handle the story pertaining to any of these Marvel heroes and whether or not it can be enhanced through the use of a linear structure or an open world format. Either way, based on the games that Amy Hennig is known for and her amazing creative direction and vision that she has shown with all the Uncharted games, I definitely think that we are in extremely good hands to see exactly what type of experience Skydance has crafting for us. And with all that said, everybody, that is the video that Will and I both have for you today, and please let us know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to both of our channels if you did enjoy. What do you think? What would you like to see this upcoming Skydance new media Marvel game be about? And what particular Marvel hero do you want this game to be? Seeing that we know so little about the game as of right now, the world of possibilities is seemingly infinite, and it's going to be very intriguing to see exactly what this game turns into by the time we receive more info about it.
So we hope you guys are just as excited as we are for this game. It is very much so building up so much hype for the community, and it is a great time to be a Marvel fan. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace out.
Stay merry, Marvelites, and we'll see you next time.